If the coconut is something sort of the tree of life, and Filipino life is basically family, you have here a family of benefits coming from the coconut tree. So it's not only ingrained in our culture, even in what surrounds us. And the coconut, you have also a family of networks in terms of bringing the benefits of the coconut to the market.
The Philippines is coconut. When you say coconut, I would always relate it with the Philippines. And if it is Philippines, I would always relate it to coconut.
For a Filipino, the coconut tree has been a part of every family. And as a young boy, we would put up a little hut just to get something on our head. We would cut branches of the coconut trees and that would be our roof. It was a life-saving thing for us as little boys.
Sumasagi sa aking isipan ay buhay. Kasi pag nakakita ko sa puno ng niyog, isang buhay ang maisalba nito sa bayan ng Panangkulan, sa mamamayan.
In the Philippines, we use coconut for our food and extracting oil. So most of the ordinary Filipinos would know how they can make coconut milk for their food, coconut oil for their use.
Some people say that the coconut is a miracle in itself. Nothing is wasted with the coconut.
Make use of the husk, make use of the shell, make use of the meat, make use of the water. The whole nut concept.
Every summer, our grandma would always want us to go to work the farms. One thing I really enjoyed was, anytime I felt thirsty, anytime I felt hungry, I would just look up and climb the coconut trees. The coconut tree was the tree of life for me. Can you imagine a young boy moving around, thirsty, perspiring, not wanting to go home to take his meal? All that he needs to do is climb up the coconut tree, and there you go. It has given us life in many ways. Get to slice off the leaves, put them all together, and you have a coconut broom.
Our grandmother usually used the grated coconut during bathing. They put it in their hair, because they believe the hair become beautiful.
Get one of those old coconuts, slice them into two, and I have coconut hash. And during that time, we don't have any floor polisher. All that we had was a simple coconut hash in order to clean our floors.
The oil, the milk, these are already used as beauty agent.
And as some kind of a peace offering, especially when sometimes I realize I did some naughty things.
Even before this advent of the virgin coconut oil, we have been using already the oil as a medium to mix with herbs for medicine purposes.
It is really part of our culture. In fact, in the past, we have these duns, where you have coconut hash all over the bodies of the guys, and they would kind of make a good sound, rhythmic sound, by just knocking on them. And so it is even into our dance.
I don't really know where the first coconut came from. During our collaborative work with many of these coconut experts in the Asia-Pacific region, there were debates, many debates on where it started, where it came from. But I think many have agreed that distribution went through the sea because it can float. It can take a long time, maybe a month or so, before it can germinate. So maybe it fell into the sea, went to this place, and then got by people, and so on.
In the mainland Philippines, we grow lots of coconuts. And what's good is coconuts are best grown along the beaches because their organic fertilizer is nothing more but the salt of the sea. That makes them really good. Nothing to do with pesticide or anything. It's a proven fact that many of our better coconuts are grown along the beaches. They grow naturally.
In the Philippines, we have this king of the Spanish when we were colonized. The king asked everybody to plant at least 2 coconuts per person. So I think that's how we got all the coconuts in the country. Then people knew of its use, of its benefits to them. So now it seems that when young people get married, they go to their house, they bring 1 or 2 coconuts planted nearby. Because they said it can feed you, it can clothe you, it can make a house for you. The tree of life.
That's where it all started, because everybody is concerned as part of the family. And just like, for instance, the tree of life, you have here a family of benefits coming from the coconut tree. And it's a network of family production, so to say, if you will, that goes along into the production of a coconut. And for that matter also, in many ways, the coconut is a family business, especially in rural farms. It's everybody pitching in, working on the farm.
Ang role kasi ng pagniniyugan di sa atin, malaking bagay na maitutulong hindi lang di sa bayan ng Panukulan, kundi sa buong bansa. Dahil maraming produkto na nakukuha natin sa ating pagniniyugan. Hindi lamang pagkukopra, kundi iba-iba pang produkto na makakatulong pagdating sa hanap buhay ng mamamayan ng Panukulan or sa buong bansa.
We want the farmers involved and treated well because they're the heart and soul of coconut. They're the ones who have given their lives to this plant. They know everything about it. They baby their trees. If it weren't for the farmers and their knowledge, we wouldn't have coconut and we would lose everything about it.
Copra is one of the main products out of coconut. It is the dried coconut meat. But before coming up with the final product, the first steps, of course, the harvesting of matured nut. This is normally about 10 to 11 months old. After harvesting, they gather the nuts. They husk it by removing the husk. After removing the husk, they split it up into 2, then have it placed in a copra vessel for cooking.
They dry it by fire or other heating methods, and you get all this copra, which if it's done correctly won't go bad. So they can hold on to it for quite some time. From there, it goes to the copra processing. They're the ones who take the dried copra and they put it through their processing machines, which comes out with the unrefined coconut oil. From there, they send it over to Cameras, and Cameras is the one that actually takes the bits and pieces apart and gives us the MCT.
MCT stands for medium chain triglycerides. It's derived from the long chain of coconut, and how we got it is we fractionated and from there further refined it and use it for different products. MCT is a very powerful product, very potent with many health benefits.
So you have the oil of coconut, and out of that you have MCT, which is the small little 15% portion of the coconut. And that's where you're going to get what's called C6, C8, C10, and C12. And that's where you get a lot of energy. And they've done a lot of studies on what these particular things will do for you. So for example, your C6 is actually better for gliding on the skin. So you can add essential oil to it and it will help glide better for massage oil. Also, it makes the aroma better when you're doing a blend. You have your C8, your C10, and your C12s, and that's what you're going to get in most MCTs that you ingest, because that gives you your initial burst of energy, and then it also sustains that energy going forward.
When we first introduced MCT, the takers were not that many. But over time, lots of anecdotal support, reinforcement, they were pouring in. And that sort of encouraged us to really do our best to come up with the best of MCT products.
We want to bring awareness about Philippine coconut to the world. We want everyone to understand what they go through and what an amazing resource it is.
We're putting more emphasis on helping the plight of our coconut farmers. From the coconut industry alone, about 25 to 30% of Filipinos directly and indirectly benefit from it. it's pretty substantial. That's why we want to help do our own small bit in taking care of our farmers because a lot of people benefit from it.
We specifically partnered with cameras because we appreciate how they're keeping an eye on the sustainability. They actually work with the PCA very closely because coconut is what they do.
The acronym PCA is Philippine Coconut Authority. By presidential decree, the mandate of the Philippine Authority is for the growth and development of the coconut industry. And to be able to do this, regional offices are put up in areas where there are coconuts.
Basically, coconut serves the coconut farmers. For the province of Quezon, we have about 80,000 coconut farmers. We have about 19 coconut-producing municipalities. There is about 136,000 hectares planted to coconut right now.
I'm Edelberto Escobar, the Acting Project Development Officer 4 of Region 4A, Calabarzon. You are now here in our regional nursery, housing something like 50,000 seedlings of different varieties. From date of planting to its fruiting stage, it takes 6 years to 7 years. If the management is that good or that efficient, it will bear fruit in about 6 years.
When we talk to a lot of the PCA employees, they loved what they do because they're really giving back and they're going back to their families who are usually into coconut as well.
Let me give you some of the major programs of Project of PCA. We have been conducting a regular training for our coconut farmers. So right now, we have an ongoing training on Farmers Business School. So we taught the farmers on how to be an agriculture entrepreneur. Then we also have the Coconut Seedlings Dispersal Project. So the PCA is maintaining a seed nut nursery. Then after growing it by about 6 months, we delivered it to our targeted beneficiaries for free. Then aside from that, we have been implementing coconut fertilizer project. So we have 2 kinds of fertilizer that we give to farmers for free.
Ako si Teresita Abellano. Matagal-tagal na rin, mga 1972, mga 30 years na kaming nagsasaka ng niyog. Yung mister ko ang naglalagay ng mga abono. Abay, malaking tulong iyan at nakita namin ang pagbunga ng niyog ay gumanda. Yun nga ang problema, hindi ako sumama sa kanya ng pag-seminar, yung mga pagkukuha nila. Hindi ako nasama at siya yung laging kasama sa pagtitraining. Kaya nga sabi ko, yun ang naging problema namin ngayon, na wala na siya. 2 months lang naman pa siyang nawawala. Para sa akin, para sa aming pamilya, malaki ang naiitulong ng kuha ng PCA. At sa nakita ko sa aming niyog, mula nung kami tulungan, nakita kong gumanda ang bunga ng niyog.
Most of the farmers were older because what's happening is the prices have been going down so much that in order for them to continue to live a decent lifestyle, the children are either going off to school or they're going off to get jobs outside of the Philippines. And so the parents are still working the trees, but the kids aren't coming back home because they're not able to make enough. The farmers loved coconut though. They could tell me everything about it, but they didn't have a big picture globally of what's going on, which the PCA is trying to help with.
They are always saying that the coconut farmers are the poorest of the farmers. So there should be something that should be done to uplift the livelihood of these farmers.
It's important for people to know the stories so they get a full understanding of what it takes for their products. It's not just going to your cupboard and grabbing whatever it is that you grab. It's knowing that there is a farmer with a family who depends on you purchasing that and who loves what they do. The farmers love coconut. It's everything to them.
You go back to the source. You just don't see a bottle of a product. You go back and see the source, where it comes from, the lives of the people there, and how they do it. And for most of them, it's passed on from generation to generation.
Ako po ay nagsimula ng pagsasaka sa edad ko pong 15 years old. Nang ako po mamulat ng mga aking pong mga magulang ay isa na rin po sa isang magsasaka. Minsan po, pagka ako po ay naliligayahan, tulad ng pagka yung mga anak ko ay masasaya, pag ako po pang nagkatabaho, ay ako'y masaya rin at ako'y umaawit. Para naman ako ay lumigaya itong aking mga inaalagang nyug. Ako po ay nahahabag sa aking sarili dahil sa kahirapan ng buhay. Parang hindi ko mapapatapos yung aking mga anak sa kakulangan sa pagbaba ng presyo ng kupra. Baka po yung anak ko'y matigil, kaya ako ako'y naaawa.
The price of copras went down sometime in the last quarter of 2017, and until now, the price is still low. Well, basically, the main reason behind that is that the price of copra is affected by the major vegetable oil in the world market, and that is the soybean oil and the palm oil.
Mahalaga sa amin yung pagsasaka namin at diyan kami nabubuhay. Tapos ay sinusuporta din namin sa aming mga anak at apo. Diyan na nanggagaling iyon. Hindi kami katulad ng ibang pamilya kung saan pa napunta para magtrabaho. Dito na lang kami. Naapektuhan kami at gawa ng mababa na yung presyo, hindi na ako makapagpatabas ng tataniman pa ng niyog. Di naapektuhan ng aming pamumuhay at hindi hirap kaming bumili ng gusto namin. Hindi na namin masunod yung katulad ng sa pagpapaaral. Tipid na rin ang mga anak ko nung nag-aaral pa, nung bumaba ang niyog.
During that time, there was no place for our cocoa products to go into. So we had to find ways to use it domestically. And the Biodiesel Act provided that venue. Biodiesel is green fuel, so to say, because it is based purely on coconut. When we say B2, that means it's a biodiesel mix in terms of 2%. We have data showing that when we first introduced the biodiesel into our diesel, provided by the different petroleum products, the effect was statistically very, very beneficial. There was radical reduction in terms of air pollution, especially in Manila. I don't know if I have to say this one, but during those times when I would travel Manila, excuse me for the word, I would pick my nose. It's all black. But nowadays, that's all gone, thanks to the biodiesel.
The mixture is 2%, but now that the copra price is very low, they would like to push that this be 5% so that more CMS will be produced and more money to the farmers.
It need not be 100% accomplished now, but we're moving towards that. That's why we don't rest on our laurels and we continue to innovate and find better solutions.
We used to be, I think, the number 3, number 5 producer in terms of sugarcane in the world, and we lost that. Right now, we're still holding on to the number 1 position in terms of coconut. Hopefully, we don't get to lose that. Even businessmen, they realize that there must be some ways of giving back to the farmers.
We look at the plight of the farmers. It's important to know their lives and how they do it, rather than just be a supplier to us. So we provide funds helping other foundations, and mostly, if not all, education related.
Part of our advocacy is to extend scholarships to children of cocoa farmers.
Ang nakikita ko pong magandang kinabukan sa pagsasaka ng aking nyug ay tulad ng ikinabubuhay ng aking pamilya. Pagpapatuloy ng pagpaaral ng aking mga anak. Tulad ng tulong ng gobyerno tulad sa PCA. Sana naman po ay kami mabigyan ng patuloy na suporta ng gobyerno sa aming nyugan para lalo pong gumanda ang aming.
I do not consider the coconut a sunset industry. No, I am very optimistic that we will be able to attain a better pricing, a better production of our coconut. I do not like to call the coconut industry as a sunset industry. It should be always a sunrise industry.
Gusto ko i-share sa ating mga kabataan na kailangan nating alagaan ng ating mga niyog sapagkat ito yung ating pinagkakakunan ng pagkakita dito sa bayan ng Panukulan at ito rin ang magbibigay sa atin ng magandang buhay dito sa ating bayan.
This could be the time for the coconut industry to shine again.
My hope is someday that we Filipinos get to wake up and be very appreciative of what we have in terms of resources. It's all over the place. And hopefully we can do as much in order to make this industry grow.
Umaasa pa kami at dati naman noon na bumaba na, tapos tumaas uli. Kaya kami patuloy lang sa pagtatanim ng niyog. Sabi nga lang ng mga lolo namin, lula, ang niyog ay tataas, bababa. Kaya kami ay patuloy lang sa pagtatanim. Para kung kami man na kami mismo yung nagtatanim, pag kami ay wala na, ay di yung mga anak namin ay merong pagkukuhaan ng pagkabuhay. Kaya kami patuloy sa pagtatanim.
The big challenges that I seen here, the facilities is very limited. We have 7 classes here, but we have only 6 classrooms. And it was also destroyed by the typhoons. We are thankful of the sponsors that they will help us to build the new school building.